If you watched the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, you witnessed some of the fastest swimming the world has ever seen. World records were dropping left and right, and Michael Phelps ascended to the greatest of all time status with 8 Olympic gold medals. And while hard work and training led to those fast swims by the best athletes in the world, the technical racing suits that they wore also played a part. And it turns out that they helped a little bit too much. Swimmers broke 23 world records in these quote-unquote super suits, and they were eventually banned from the sport of swimming. So why do tech suits make you swim faster, and why did they get banned? Let's find out. This story is a little bit more dramatic than you might think. These special swimsuits, worn specifically for racing, are called technical racing suits, and most swimmers wear them during major competitions to give themselves an extra edge in the water. For guys, tech suits don't look too much different from a usual jammer, which goes from the hips to the knees. For girls though, these tech suits have a distinct look. Women's suits go from the shoulders to the knees, which is different from the one pieces that many women typically train with. But why wouldn't you just wear a regular suit to race? Well, that all comes down to the material and the design. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you've heard me say that one of the major ways to swim faster is to reduce drag. And well, tech suits do exactly that. Tech suits are made of lightweight, water-repellent fabric or use a water-repellent coating which creates a near frictionless surface. They're made of a variety of materials, and tech suits are designed to be worn super tight, almost like a second skin. And for good reason. A tight fit compresses the muscles, which helps you improve your muscle activation and even blood circulation while racing. Now, some suits are woven in a specific way that encourages muscle groups to work together and increase power. So they look cool, but so what? Let's get into the really cool stuff, the science. So listen up, swim nerds. Now let's take a closer look at the specific performance enhancements that swimmers can expect from a tech suit. In a study by the Journal of the American College of Sports Medicine, it found that swimmers could do up to 3.2% faster performances in a tech suit than they did in a regular training suit. The study also found that tech suits could reduce drag by up to 6.2% and reduce the energy needed for swimming by up to 5.5%. They also reported that swimmers wearing tech suits had a better distance per stroke and even stroke rate. In a different study by the Journal of Sports Medicine and Physical Fitness also found that tech suits helped increase speed. And at the 2009 and 2011 World Championships, researchers had 91 professional swimmers race 50 meters of all 4 strokes. They found that tech suits improved swimming times on average by 0.4 seconds in butterfly and breaststroke and 0.54 seconds in freestyle and backstroke. When you're racing at a high level, even 1/100th of a second can count. So half a second is a huge difference over 50 meters. And for the hefty price tag of these suits, they better work. So now that we understand a little bit about what these tech suits are, then why were they banned? Now, first of all, we need a little bit of a history lesson from the iconic era in swimming, the time of the super suits. No, not Spider-Man, but the superheroes in the pool. In 2008, Speedo introduced their LZR Racer, a full-body racing suit that they designed with the help of NASA. Yeah, you heard that right, NASA. They designed spaceships and spacesuits, not a swimsuit, but boy, did they put their minds to work to create something incredible. The LZR was made of polyurethane, which helped with buoyancy and keep swimmers even higher in the water to reduce overall drag. It had panels that rejected water and helped reduce drag by up to 24% compared to the 6.2% drag reduction by today's tech suits. That's insane. Now, these suits extended to the knees or to the ankles, and they zipped up over your torso for both men and women. Now, leading up to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, the buzz was already building around this crazy suit. So much so that some countries even broke their sponsor agreements to make sure all of their swimmers got the Speedo Laser Racer. If they didn't wear them, they were scared that they wouldn't stand a chance against the competition. And they were right. 98% 80% of swimmers who won medals at the 2008 Games were wearing the LZR Racer by Speedo. 23 world records were broken in the same super suit. And the speed didn't stop there. At the 2009 World Championships in Rome, the swimming world saw the most epic weeks of racing ever. 43 world records were broken in the span of just 1 week. During this period, swimsuit manufacturers were going all in on drag-reducing polyurethane technology. Arena released the X-Glide, a full polyurethane suit that had even more buoyancy and drag reduction than the original Speedo Laser. Now, Michael Phelps wore a laser during the 200 freestyle final at the World Championships, and he was outtouched by Paul Biedermann of Germany, who was wearing an Arena X-Glide suit. Now, Biedermann not only outtouched Phelps, but he crushed his 200-meter freestyle world record by almost a full second. Michael was so frustrated by the loss that he threatened to never swim again until the super suits were banned. A few days later, it was time for Michael to have a rematch with Milorad Kavic in the 100-meter butterfly. If you recall, a year prior at the Olympics in Beijing, Michael beat Milorad by just 1/100th of a second. Fast forward 1 year, and it was the same race, only this time there was a swimsuit added to the conversation. After hearing Michael's complaints about the unfair playing field that these super suits had created, Milorad Kavic offered to buy Michael an Arena X-Glide suit so that he would essentially stop whining and have a fair playing advantage. Now imagine how furious Michael was when he heard that. He chose to stick to the Laser Racer by Speedo, and in the finals, Michael beat Milorad yet again, breaking the 50-second mark for the first time in history, breaking the world record, and doing it in the Speedo Laser, not the Arena X-Glide. In celebration, Michael sat on the lane line and tugged both sides of his laser, saying, "I can do it in this suit too." Most of us never thought that the swimming world would be so dramatic over something as simple as a swimsuit, but here we were. And after this insane competition, FINA, the international governing body for swimming, banned all of these fast-skin bodysuits. They created new regulations that control the material of tech suits and what they could be made of. Now, suits must be made of a textile fabric that is water permeable. No more polyurethane and just the traditional old-school fabrics. Also, men's suits can only go above the kneecap to the navel, so no more full body suits, and women's suits can go from kneecap to shoulder. No more zippers, no more ultra compression. Many people in the swimming community applauded this ban. Despite what many think, a lot of people called the super suits doping on a hanger. That's right, straight up cheating wearing these technical racing suits. Now, a lot of people thought that the full body suits actually messed with the integrity of the sport. With no regulations around swimsuits, brands had taken it too far. An out-of-shape swimmer could squeeze into one of these super suits and swim essentially like a superhero without the training or the hard work that would be required without the super suit. It just wasn't fair. Now, some people even pushed FINA to reject the world records that were set in these suits. Now, that never happened, but what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments, because today almost every single world record from that era has been broken. In open water competition, swimmers can still wear a full body suit, but just not to the extent as before. Now, these suits must comply with FINA's material requirements, so no more polyurethane here. Depending on the water temperature, wetsuits may also be a part of the equation, but there are separate rules for that as well. In 2021, Olympic gold medalist Caleb Dressel partnered with Speedo to try and break 20 seconds in the short course 50-meter freestyle for the first time in history. He wore a custom full-length suit that looked eerily similar to the banned suits of 2008. And although he didn't end up breaking 20 seconds, he clocked in at 20.4, which is still one of the top 10 performances in history. And to think he did it out of shape, not in a competition, but he was wearing a super suit. Pro swimmers like Caleb are lucky enough to get these tech suits for free from their sponsors, but us regular folks are not so lucky. These days, you can find a bunch of tech suits on the market for nearly every budget, but they're still on the pricey side. Tech suits typically last just a a few competitions or even just a few swims. So if you're going to be racing a lot, you're going to need to buy 1 or 2 new suits every single season. The latest tech suits offer a variety of features designed for specific events or performance enhancements. The Arena Carbon Air 2 contains carbon fiber and is extremely lightweight. I know it sounds like a car, but at the end of the day, this gives a 30% lighter profile than other brands. It's great for a variety of swimming events, from sprints all the way to longer distances. Now, the Speedo Laser Pure Intent is more geared towards sprinters, with tons of compression and a special waistband designed to seal water out of the suit. The TYR Venzo suit has been well loved by all the breaststrokers. Now, this suit has some innovative internal taping to help your leg muscles work together, and it's super compressive to maximize the output of your kick. Now, those are just a few of the dozens of tech suits available. How much do they really make you faster? That really depends on each individual swimmer, and a lot of this is what's happening between your ears. If I tell you a suit is going to make you faster, it probably will. When you suit up in your tech suit, you're signaling to your mind that it's race time. The extra compression, the sleek look, feeling like you're Superman or Wonder Woman, that all makes a difference. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here. You might also feel like a boss after successfully putting on your suit. They can be extra tight and they can take up to 20 or 30 minutes to put on correctly. And that's quite a workout before you even get into the pool. If you've ever been inside a locker room during a competition like this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Everyone is just suffering trying to pull these suits on. Could we call it team bonding? Maybe, maybe not. But either way, if you're looking for some pro tips, make sure you check out the video I did, which is a step-by-step guide on how to put on a tech suit. In that video, I break down everything you need to know before, during, and after putting on that tight suit. Now, after breaking a sweat and putting on your suit, you'll be ready to race and swim fast. You might feel like a sausage squeezed into your tight suit, but you'll get used to it. Don't worry. And I know it's tempting to want to wear a tech suit for every meet and every competition because you feel so fast, but that can actually take away from some of the pleasure of swimming with a fast racing suit. Because the reality is, you'll actually get used to that feeling of speed. And you want to keep this as a sacred opportunity for a big competition. So save the tech suit, save your wallet, and make sure you crank it out when you think it's going to make the biggest impact. In recent years, we've seen many world records fall, including the men's 100-meter butterfly and the men's 100-meter breaststroke, and almost all of the women's long course world records. This is all proof that while the super suits certainly helped, the world's best swimmers are still getting faster. We learn from each other, we push each other, and even with these incredible suits and technology, we found ways to get faster. The last few world records that stand include Michael Phelps's 400-meter individual medley record at the 2008 Beijing Olympics and Cesar Ciello's 50-meter freestyle world record from 2009. That is still the fastest long course time in history, and it was done in a super suit. Time will tell when the records are going to fall. Until then, let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, I think you're going to love my other video about why swimmers shave. Does it actually make you faster? Give it a watch and find out. Thanks for watching, and happy swimming.